All right, I wanted to share a little trick I found with Google Forms and looking at or being able to publish the summary of the form or the form data to a web page. So here's kind of how I came about that. So we have in our district a Google form that's set up for a walkthrough tool, and principals and other building leaders each have a form for their building. And so as they go through and do uh, informal walkthroughs, they'll fill out this form and collect data. Then at their team meetings, their PLCs, they'll look at the data and that sort of thing. But this year we only gave them view access to the spreadsheet and the documents because we're using Autocrat to create a summary document. And last year they had edit rights to the form and were able to look at and let me just show you. They were able to look at the response tab and then look at this data in charts and how Google Forms presents that. So this year, since they're only we're giving them no edit rights whatsoever, they don't have access to this document or this side of the form because you can only give edit rights to a form to collaborators. So what I know I could do is if I go into the settings, I can see the summary chart and text response, and that gives me a link on the submission page when it says your form's been submitted. There's a link that you can see that, but the problem is that link is only available on that page. And then I got to looking at the URL of that page, and what I found was at the end of the URL is if you are on the responses tab here. So this is I'm in edit. I own this form, so that's why I'm able to see this, but nobody else can. Right here where it says edit responses, because I decided to look at the end because Google always kind of puts little tricks, like at the end of URLs. Like if you want to force a copy of a document, you put copy at the end, or if you want to force it into a template sort of situation, you'd put template and that sort of thing. So I decided to look at the end of the URL, and what I found was the URL is the same as the whole thing, except at the end, it view analytics was at the end. And what that does, did I not spell it right? No. Forgot the T. And what that does is that takes this page. Let me get back to it. I don't know what I'm doing here. It takes this view that nobody had, excuse me, that nobody has access to except for me. It takes that view and turns it into a web page. Now, what you got to make sure is that this is then a public page. If you on your form, if you just add view analytics to the end, so you got to be in the responses tab, and if you just type in view analytics and this box is not checked, you will see it'll say publish results. If that box in the settings is not checked, nobody will see that except for you. It'll say that they don't have permissions. So make sure that when you add in your form and you add view analytics to the end of this URL to get this page, make sure you look and see if it says publish here. Go ahead and click on it. It will open up your form again and then tell you, hey, this setting isn't turned on. Click OK and it will turn on automatically. So now what we can do then is I put this in a document, and now administrators can pull this up at any time, and it updates. So whenever there's a new response, it will update the data constantly. So this is always there. It's like I said, it's in that link on that submission page. But in order to view it without submitting, you have to go to the form, or whoever owns the form has to go to the form, make sure the responses tab's open so you have this where it has the charts and everything. In the URL at the top, type in view analytics, hit enter, and then it'll take that data and put it into, basically this is the page you see when you click that link in the form submission. But now that I have the URL, and I can just click on it whenever I want to and view that data whenever I want to without submitting a form. So I thought that was cool. I just wanted to share that with you, something new that I learned that you could do in Google Forms.